Hello. Uh, Today, just I would like to discuss about one exercise in the STAT Pro. Okay, as per our syllabus, whatever the first experiment is analysis of statically determinate structure by using software. So the STAT Pro we are using for our convenience. Um, Before we get into the StatPro environment and how to model in the StatPro, so first we would like to see what are the different steps are there. Okay, so maybe not only for this exercise, any exercise if you want to do, so these steps are more or less it is same, right? So the first part whatever we do is we that's modeling. In the modeling we'll create the nodes, I mean the different elements, we make use of the different elements and we'll try to form a structure. Okay, so to form any structure we may have nodes, beams. Okay, the beam element, plate element, surface element, solid element, the different types of elements will be there. So most of the times we use the nodes and the beams for our experiments, right? So in the modeling, so the basic steps are, so first in the geometry, so we will develop a model by using nodes and beams. Okay, for example, if you connect if you consider a residential building, in the residential building, if you consider only the columns and beams. Okay, so any column is a beam member basically. So the column member whatever is that, the each member will have the two nodes, the initial node and the final node, and from that column I can connect the beams. So again the beam element if I consider another, I mean it will have the two nodes. Okay, so in the geometry we will make use of these nodes and beams and we'll form the structure, we assemble them. Okay, so once that is done, then we'll go to the general. Okay, whatever the created structure is there, so we have to I mean the different properties of these sections we have to create and we have to assign. So for that, the first, the property, in the property the cross sectional dimensions, maybe it is a rectangular section, circular section, T sections. Okay, so whatever the sections are there, so first we have to define, then we have to assign to the corresponding member. Okay, then once the property is done, then we have to the second next we have to give the supports. So even the supports also, whether that is a fixed support or simply supported, we have to define the support and we have to assign the different nodes where that support is there, right? So the next one is the loads. Okay, so it is very important here. In the loads what we do is directly also you can give the loads, but generally what we will have when we are considering any residential building or anything else, so we will have the dead load, live load, wind load, earthquake loads. Okay, these are the loads, we call it as load cases. Okay, so the dead load is one case, live load is another case. Okay, then we all these cases again we can combine together, we can say that is combination. It's a dead load plus live load into 1.5 is one combination, and dead load plus wind load is another combination, something like that we will have the combination. So in the loads, first we have to define the load cases. Again in the load case you may have a different types of loads. So and in each load case you have to give the define the load and you have to assign to the corresponding member. How do we do that and all will I will explain you clearly. So once we have given all the loadings, then the load combinations, then we have to go to the analysis section. In the analysis section, first you have to give the what type of analysis you are giving. It's a static analysis or dynamic analysis, p delta analysis, pushover analysis. Okay, there are different analysis are there. So basically in all our experiments we are going to use only the static analysis. So for this just we have to give the add analysis command, then we have to run the analysis. So this is a little I mean the fundamental part, I mean the different various procedures or the steps which are involved in our stat pro analysis. Okay, so once this is done, then I will get into the stat pro. Okay, so once again just I'll recall: geometry, creating the nodes and beams; general, you have to define the properties and assign to the corresponding members, define the supports and assign to the corresponding nodes. Okay, then the loads, you generate the load cases. In each load case you define the loads and assign to the corresponding members or the corresponding nodes. Then go to the analysis, add analysis and run analysis. Okay, these are the steps involved. And in the STAAD environment, how we are going to use. So the first experiment what we have, so the first experiment what we do is we will take a simple experiment, a simply supported beam of 10 meter span, which is subjected to 20 kilonewton at the midpoint or maybe the mid span. Okay, then the cross section is, I have considered 0.3 by 0.45 meters, and the maybe it is a concrete. Okay, so then we'll go I mean just we'll open the STAAD Pro here. So first you click onto the new project and select the space, then you give any name, or maybe I will say this simply supported. Right, then you select the destination folder, so that because when you are doing, so many files will be generated, so to avoid the confusion, so always you better you open any folder and you work in that folder. Here I am saying that it is a STAAD exercise 1. Okay, and you see the length units are meter kilonewton. Next, then add beam, finish. Okay, so this is the STAAD environment we will open, and always I prefer to generate the total structure with a single node. Okay, so first I will take a point, then I will copy that point and paste it in at the required position, then we'll connect the beams or plates, whatever is required. Okay, so this is the window, the snap node or beam window, that here you can have one node or you can have some sort of plane frame or whatever it is. But what I do is I will click on 0 0 once, then I'll close this. So you can see here this is the node, and I cannot select this node because whatever this arrow mark is there, this is the beam cursor. This cursor will select only the beam. So go to the, this is the node cursor, so select the node cursor and you select here. Okay, when it shows the red mark, so the red mark shows the you have selected that node. Okay, then you have to translate this node to the required position. If I go back and see here, so this is the first position, the left support, and the right support is 10 meters from the first, and in which direction it is there, the horizontal direction. Here also what I am doing is I will work on only YX plane. So I select this view from plus Z, that means it is a front face. Okay, you can see here in the X direction I need to have one more node from the first node 10 meters away. Right, so after selecting this node, select, there is a option called translation repeat. This, whatever the rectangular box and one stick is there here, that is translation repeat. So here in the X direction I want only one point, that spacing is 10 meters. So I'll click on this 10 and say OK. So now you can see there are two nodes are there here. Now I have to connect one beam between them. So there is a option is here, so that is add beams. Click on this, click on to the first point and then click on to the second point. Right, and whatever this icon you are seeing on the display, so there is an arrow and one beam between the two nodes and some plus mark, that means you are adding the beam. Now if you want to go back to the select beam option, then you simply press escape. Okay, so this is the beam cursor, I can select the beam. Right, and if you look at here, the right side, the two windows are there. So the first top window will give you the different nodes, what are the coordinates, and the second bottom window will give the different beams, in each beam between what nodes it is there. So there is only one beam, that is in the between the first node and the second node. Suppose if you want to see the what are the node numbers, I think this is shift N, you can see here, so 1 and 2. Again, if you press shift N, so it will disappear. Right, even if you want to have from here also you can see the symbols and labels here, the nodes. If you press tick mark here, then apply, you can see 1 and 2 here. Suppose if you want to see what are the beam members, so click on to beams plus apply. So this is the beam member. The beam number 1, the beam 1 is between the first and second nodes. Okay, so that is how you can see. So generally that is not required for us right now. Okay, now so this geometry is completed. You can see here this geometry is completed. Then go to the general. So in the general, the next is property. Already it is highlighted, and here the property window is this, and here you can press define here, and you can see the various cross sections: circle, rectangle, T section, trapezoidal sections, some general sections, tapered sections, cube sections, and some defined profiles also you can assign here. So in our problem, I have a rectangular section that is 0.3 meters by 0.45 meters. Always you have to give in meters dimensions, and here this YD indicates the depth and ZD indicates the width. So I'll say the YD is 0.45 meters and ZD is 0.3 meters, and the material it is default one is concrete. Then you have to add. When you click add, so that means you are defining one member here, that is 0.45 by 0.3 close. Okay, now once you have defined here, then you have to assign to the member here. Frequently for every 10 minutes it will ask you to save the file, so you have to save the file. So now you assign. The various methods are there to assign. So there are simple configuration is there. You can assign by using the cursor here. So I am using the use cursor to assign. Click here. Okay, so you can see here this R1 means the reference 1 section here. Okay, so then you can go to the support section. So once the property is there completed, then you go to the support section. In the support section, you can see the another window here. Here you can create the support condition and you can assign it later. So first I am creating my two supports are the two nodes are having a support of pinned connections, simply supported connection. So pinned add. So that means I have defined the support. Now select the support here and use the cursor to assign. I am assigning it. Press assign and click on to the node here. Right. So then once that is completed, the supports are assigned here. Then go to the load definition. So in the definition, basically we use this load cases details. So that means you have to first create the load cases: dead load, live load. Okay. So first just I click on to this load case and press add. So there is a primary load case, first load case. You can see this is dead load DL, and what type of loading it is? It's a dead load. Then press add. So I have created one load case. There is another load case I have, that is live load. So load typing is live, and there is a live load LL. Add. So later once I have defined the loading and all, the load combination I will give later. So in the first dead load, I have to give the self weight. So you need not to calculate the self weight of the beam, because it is already you have given the what type of material and what is the cross section of the beam, so that automatically the self weight will be calculated by the program itself. So press the dead load here, then press add here, then you will get a there is a window will be pop up here, and the first one is self weight, the self weight direction. Okay, so you can see here the left bottom corner there is XYZ. So this is this this coordinate system is called global coordinates. So according to the total, the loading and all we will give in terms of the global coordinates, and the direction Y means it is in the Y direction, and -1 indicates actual Y direction is up but my loading is down. So the down, if you are indicating again, it's opposite to the whatever the global Y is there, that is -1. Then you press add. Okay, close. Now you can see here the self weight is created, but there is a question mark, that means it is not assigned. So to assign, there is only one beam is here. So press the self weight and use the cursor to assign, or maybe you can use the assign to view. Means in the view, whatever the members are there, the load will be assigned to that members. Then you press assign. Then do you want to proceed? Yes. So now the question mark is turned to the square green color. That means it is assigned. Then in the dead load, I don't have any other load, only that self weight is there. Then select the live load. So now the live load, just you go back and see the problem. So there is a 20 kilonewton is there. Okay, I have given this name as the 20, it's a live load. It doesn't matter. Even this can be defined in the dead load itself, but I am using in the live load combination. So that is add load, and the 20 kilonewton is on the beam. So you have to go to the member load. So in the member load, you can give the UDL, uniform movement, concentrated force. There are different types of loads you can give on a member. So mine is a point load, that is a concentrated force, and the amount of concentrated force is 20 kilonewton, but it is acting in the downward direction, but Y is upward direction. So I have to give minus 20 here. And if you don't give D1 and D2 automatically in the on the member, so exactly at the center it will act. Maybe sometimes the load may not be exactly at the center. It may be at a distance from one support to, I mean, at some distance it may have. So in that case, you have to use at what you have to define the distance. And the D1, whatever the distance you give, always from the smaller node it will start. Okay, so then you have to add. So that means I have defined here. You can see the question mark. Now you have to assign. So assign to the selected beam. So this beam I am selecting here, and I am assigning here. Proceed. So you can see this is exactly at the center. So if you feel that it is not exactly at the center, then you can go back and check where you have gone wrong. Okay, so now the dead load and the live load both are defined. Now I have to define the what is the load combination. So that is another case, load case. So select the load case, press add, and here there is a third option, that is define combination, and this combination I will give dead load plus live load, right? And the default value, the factor I am giving it is 1.5. So 1.5 the dead load and 1.5 live load. Then press add. Here you need not to assign this one, okay, because already it will, whatever the results we will get from dead load and live load, it will take the combination of these two automatically. So once the loads are defined and assigned, then go to the analysis part here. So in the analysis part, in this window, the print option, even you can make it to only no print or maybe all. Then press add. So once you press add, you can see there is a green color tick mark with a command perform analysis print all. Okay, then close this. Now you can see the sequence. First I have done the geometry, then gone to the general. In the general, property, support, definition, then go to analysis. And once the analysis command you have given here, go to the top, analyze, run analysis here. Okay, save. And so the analysis is done here. So if you want, you can see the output file. So you can have the results here. What is the applied load, reactions, etc., etc. Everything will be there here. Okay, anyway, so in this, just I wanted to show what is the post processing. So the modeling is completed. Now you go to the post processing. In the modeling, whatever pre-analysis kind of thing, and once the after analysis, there is a post processing here. In the post processing, what results I want to see, whether I want to see the dead load case, live load case, or the combination. So I want to see all the cases. Okay, now the node details, basically the displacement details it will show, but I want to bending moment and shear force, so I have to use the beam. Okay, so for beam, if I see I mean the top you can see this is the live load and this is the dead load, live load and the combination, right? And if I want to see the results, it should be display the results. Then go to the results and select the view value, beam results, bending maximum, then annotate. Okay, you can see the combination one is 134.64 and the dead load is 39.76, live load is 50. Okay, so this is how you can see the results. And here mz is the mz, always for bending moment of a beam we will see mz. And if I want to see the shear force, you have to click onto the Fi. So this is a Fi. And if you want to increase the scale of this one, then what you have to do is, for the scale, go to the scales here, and now I am checking the shear force. Now in the shear Y you decrease this value so that that will be increased. Okay, so this is the bending moment, dead load, live load, and what is the combination. And the same the results if I want to show, so view values, beam results, maximum shear, annotate, okay, close. Okay, so this is how you can have the analysis of simply supported beam. I hope you have understood this. Thank you.